up in the spot. Dudes mugging, hating bad, could it be my style? Or just my pretty boy swag? Can tell by my gear, I do nothing but pop tags. You need a receipt, cause your girl just got back.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Bros. I'm Caden, and I'm here with my co-host. As you see, we have some special guests in the building, and they'll introduce themselves.
What's going on, everybody? It's the commissioner, Trill Dollar Bill.
And this is no conspiracy.
And it's the TBE. What's up, world? How y'all doing, baby?
Hey, TV, you party last night?
Oh yes, we did. Yo, we had some. I went the new flavor wings, salt and pepper wings. We had some of those. We had some plain wings. We wanted some teriyaki. We wanted some buffalo. We wanted the whole extravaganza, but we was eating some wild wings last night. Yo.
Hey, yo, we had a new item introduced on the menu. We're going to talk about a little later. Jollof rice cakes, ketchup sold separately. How did you feel about the jollof rice cakes?
Ah man, I was in. They left a bad taste in my mouth.
All right, moving on. Everybody else introduce yourself.
What's good? It's a cousin complex in the building.
What's going on, y'all? It's the Boxing Bros, big brother, man, the real mojo.
And this is Stretch. What's popping?
All right. So as you can see, everybody showed up. We're going right into the first topic.
Oh, my bad. It's my bad. Had a long night. People had a long night. You heard?
I barely got sleep. All right.
Word.
The first topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is our reaction to the trilogy, Fury vs. Wilder 3. And I'm going to start this off with a man who predicted it to the T, the TBE. So, what was your reaction to the fight, Ned?
Yo, let me get myself together because I'm a little hungover from the G-Tears. But, you know, my reaction to the fight, first off, I want to say salute to you, Wilder. Yo, you really came out here and put your heart on it. You wore your heart on your sleeve. You fought with it. And, you know, the outcome is the outcome, but you really impressed me. And I really gained your respect last night. And I understand, like... What's so funny?
We get it. We get it.
Yo, Ned, you said I really gave your respect.
You gained my respect. I'm sorry, my bad. It's the G-Tiers. Blame it on the G-Tiers.
Leave him alone, G. Leave him alone.
So, you know, you really gained my respect as a fighter, and you impressed me. You really have you got a dog spirit. You got a fighter spirit, and you showed that last night. And you went all the way till you couldn't go anymore. You know, so shout out to you, Wilder, and Fury. Shout out to you for staying in there and taking all those hits. You went down and you got right back up, and you did your thing too. So much respect to these fighters.
All right, man. I'm gonna turn it over to our big bro, Big Mo. What was your reaction to the fight?
It was what I expected, man. It was what I expected. Hey, did I almost make y'all nervous? Because I say fourth round knockout? Wilder, remember that? But you know what? Like I figured, you know, if it went anything past 5 or 6, everybody knew what the outcome was going to be just because of boxing skill and ring IQ and everything that goes along with it. But I'm just happy the way Deontay Wilder fought last night, because fight 2 it was embarrassing. Fight 2 was embarrassing. Last night though, he showed he had heart, and we always knew he was going to try to go out on his shield and all that. But last night it was actually some fight to go along with it. So, you know, the end result, everybody knew what the end result was going to be if Wilder didn't win by knockout. So, you know, I'm just happy with the showing that the foot that he put forward last night.
All right, G-Packs to the sky. All right, Stretch.
Yeah, same kind of thing. Really just impressed with both gentlemen. Like, it was a really entertaining fight. Kind of like what Mo said. Like, I knew once it started to get past like the 5th round, I was like, yeah, like Wilder just looked gassed. Like, he looked real tired. And honestly, like I gotta like salute his performance, man. Like, you know, he he came out there and he really like tried to go for it. You can't do nothing but respect that. And it was a great fight. Like I really enjoyed watching it. And it's not over for Wilder either. So, salute to both gentlemen for real.
Hey, I know like you're not used to being on the screen, but you don't jump the gun, young man. You follow the topic list, okay? No, I'm just messing with you. All right, Complex.
Yeah, man. So watching the fight and thinking that Wilder would lose, I thought it would be sad. But after watching last night, I was actually satisfied because I witnessed probably one of the all-time great heavyweight championship fights in the last 20 years. I mean, this fight had everything. It had 5 knockdowns, momentum swings, a little bit of, at the end controversy, but it was just incredible to watch these two guys fight. All respect to Fury. Obviously, I'm a Wilder guy, but I just want to give Fury his props because I'm gonna say Fury showed a lot last night, right? Fury showed his talent level, right? He rose above. I think these are two great fighters. Fury was just greater, right? And I think we can all respect that. And that's something that I really appreciated watching that fight. And I felt like it was a treat. And I'm just like still coming down from it. I mean, I was watching the fight, talking about it afterwards, had a house full of people, and we were all thoroughly impressed with the fight. I mean, for my boy Wilder, obviously he came up short, but there's no shame on my end. I mean, I'm still obviously Bomb Squad, and his performance was really good too. He showed his heart. He showed his championship medal, digging deep from getting knocked down to come back to knock the champion down twice, then to him to come get knocked down again and still come back. This fight was incredible. I just want to applaud both guys. And I think as boxing fans, we should just appreciate what we just saw last night. That was a crazy fight. I don't think people realize, you know what I mean, how few fights we get like that. And this is a fight that we'll be talking about when we're older, So just appreciate both guys. I mean, I'm sure there's more stuff we're going to talk about, but I just want to get that out there real quick. For both guys, that was a crazy fight, and I think that opens a door for a lot of other good fights. All respect to Fury. I think, he did an excellent job. So I want to give him all the credit in the world. And also want to say, Wilder, excellent job. You showed your true championship heart in that ring. And that's what made you a champion.
No flowers this time? No flowers this time?
No, he gets. I'm trying to get, I'll verbally give him flowers. I believe you should give those flowers I brought last time was literal and figurative. You should give these guys flowers while they're here. Wilder's guys, we're not going to see another Wilder for years, man. I don't think you guys realize that. When was the last time you saw a boring Wilder fight? I mean, we got to enjoy this while it's here. You know what I'm saying? This was an amazing fight. Amazing. Win or lose, I didn't care at the end. I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad. You know what I'm saying? When you just like, yo, I just saw something incredible. I wasn't even mad. I was like, look, the better man won. I'll rock with it. So, you know what I'm saying? All jokes aside and all that, I just want to give respect to those guys. That's it.
Not to cut you off, I just don't want to get flagged for how intimate you are with Wilder right now. All right.
Hey, Ned, there was some complex carbs on that menu too.
Yes,
right?
yes, we had some.
All right.
Okay, we'll get into the ignorant. I wanted to start off positive and respectful, but I guess we'll have to get into ignorant stuff later.
You can't do that.
You better cease fire right now because we're turning it over to the commish. Trill Dollar Bill, 3 times real, and I'm sure you're gonna keep it real with your reaction. So, what do you have to say about the fight, brother?
Okay. I remember when I said, right?
Yes, sir.
Nobody wants to see this fight. Putting it back up. I'm glad I didn't miss it.
New meaning, rebranding. This is called rebranding.
Put it back and set it back up. I wrote something, right? But for the sake of time, I'm not going to get into it, right?
Nah, go ahead, bro.
I'm just gonna
do you? I'm just gonna
skip through it because this was emotional for me. Like I look at fights totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like I internalize fights differently. Like I personalize things just because of the way I grew up. You know, and me and Katie, we was talking about it yesterday, the other night. We was talking about how we grew up. Boxing is beautiful. Boxing is beautiful, bro. It's nothing like it. It's real life. You can lose in life but still win. Deontay Wilder, for me, lost that fight, but he won over me and the people. We've been down, bro. We've been down. We've been through so much. All of us. We all been through so much. We've been beat down. We've been called so many names. We've been destroyed, dragged through the mud. And it took us to build ourselves up, no matter what anybody was saying, and to come back out there in real life to let it all out. This man was willing to die last night. You seen it. He was willing to give all he had. Boxing is beautiful. This sport I love more than any other sport. That is the reason. Last night you seen it. You seen why I love this sport so much. Shout out to Tyson Fury. Wilder won the night for me. Tyson Fury is a great champion. He's the #1 heavyweight to me. After what he did last night was impressive. But what Wilder did for me last night takes away everything else. All the bad stuff. He showed so much heart. So much heart. Could have packed in and quit numerous of times. Even when he was knocked down that last night, he still got up. You wasn't going to keep him down. Wilder, you won in my book last night, bro. You lost the fight, but you won. You won over more fans with this loss than what you was doing. All that nonsense talking you was doing. All you had to do was use them hands and that heart. That heart came out last night. You was fighting with all heart, bro. So all I could do was appreciate that, and it touched me. I didn't care about no prediction, no Wilder fear. I didn't care nothing about none of that. I said, wow. Katie kept texting us saying, Wilder's a dog. Wilder's a dog. I was saying Wilder's a warrior, right? We were just saying how much of a dog and a warrior, how big of heart he has. No Wilder fan should sit here and have their head down. Your man showed up and he showed out and he just showed that he belonged. And I'm sorry, I'm not going on with no rant. It was just wow. That's my reaction from last night was wow. These men are warriors. These men are gladiators. I'm glad I didn't miss this fight. I'm glad that we had this fight. This is going down in history. This is a classic. Shout out to both gentlemen. My reaction is wow. This is why I love boxing. This is why I get emotional. We're talking about it. This is why my life is boxing. Boxing is the reason what made me change my whole life around was boxing. These guys motivate me. For real. To get my behind up and go run. Push myself. This was beautiful. That's what boxing is. Boxing is beautiful. I'm sorry with my rant, but I just had to.
That's all good, my brother.
Yeah, that was good. Yo, Trill, that was you encapsulated that perfectly. That was incredible.
That's exactly what it is. Now, we all know G tiers, G packs, and all other G products sold by Ned the TBE. G has been our resident Wilder fan, and he's taking slack for that. And last night he watched Wilder lose for a second time in the trilogy. Some people would say a third time. G, what was your reaction to that fight?
All right, so uh, I'm gonna be honest. In the Fury Wilder 2 fight, yeah, I was hurt. You know what I mean? I was like, I was down. I was bad. I was like, damn. But to be honest, kind of like what everyone was saying, man, in this fight, yeah, I was proud of both gentlemen. You know, like even in defeat, kind of like what Joe was saying, Wilder won over a lot of fans, man. Like people that were like, Wilder's gonna get smoked, he's gonna get violated. Like people on Twitter that were like hating on Wilder openly. He was like, yo, salute to Wilder, man. Great performance this and the third. You know, I do have some critiques of Wilder's performance, but I'm gonna say that for a later segment. But Wilder ran on willpower for like 6 rounds. That to me was impressive within itself. You know, like you can say what you want about the man, but where he lacks in technical ability, he makes it up in self belief and willpower. You know, and so I forgot who brought it up. I think Ned was being funny, but I do believe we should give Wilder his flowers. You know, like if Wilder disappears tomorrow, like I don't think people really understand what Wilder and what AJ has brought to the heavyweight division. They made the heavyweight division more lively, more entertaining. Like people want to see these guys, and just because they're right now they down, I don't think we should be like turning our backs on these gentlemen. And hopefully, I hope Wilder could bounce back. I think he will, but I will say, man, like he was exhausted. Like the way he dropped, I was like, oh man, like he gave literally all he got down to the last ounce. Like this dude, he couldn't go any further, right? And to me, that's what you want to see in Warriors. So, like, I was highly impressed by Wilder's will to continue. And Tyson Fury, man, oh man, if we rank dudes, I might have to give him number one. I might have to give him. He might have to be my number one heavyweight right now. You know what I mean? Because I just
That's a segment, by the way.
Oh, it is? My bad. So yeah, I'll leave it right there. Salute to Wilder, salute to Fury. I hope there's no more conspiracies or anything. That's why today I'm no conspiracy. This was just 2 men in the ring. And they gave it all they got, and Fury was the victor.
All right. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody, right? Because we got a lot of faces on the screen.
Everybody went
right now.
Oh.
All right. I want to start us off by saying this. Tyson Fury won, and he knocked Deontay Wilder out. If you would have told me that before the fight, I would have said, duh. That's what I expected. There's no surprise if you watch the build-up. I've been predicting this. I've been predicting this since the end of the first fight that Fury was going to do this. So it wasn't a surprise to me. If you told me Fury was going to get knocked down twice, get up, and still win the fight, I wouldn't have been surprised. I've seen him do it his entire career. I've seen him get up after being knocked down twice and fight Wilder to a draw in the first fight. Wouldn't have been a surprise to me. So I say all that to say congratulations to Tyson Fury for getting his first title defense, for getting up off the deck and proving once again that you got to nail this man to the canvas in order to beat him. And if you can't do that, he's going to get up and figure out a way to win. These are all things I knew about Tyson Fury. For me, the story of the night was Deontay Wilder. People know the audits. I stand by him. Who he fought was who he fought. He fought these guys who weren't that great, weren't that good, weren't on the level of Tyson Fury, and he was able to get them out of there. That left a lot of questions. In his rematch with Tyson Fury, he was beaten so badly that his cornermen threw in the towel. His skills left a lot to be desired. He lacked a lot in terms of boxing IQ. He lacked a lot in terms of boxing knowledge. And he's fighting arguably the best heavyweight we've had in generations. And he needs to change his fortunes in a little under 2 years. And the thing is, everyone's saying Wilder doesn't know how to box, Wilder can't box. This man is being made fun of, called all these names, and he's putting these little video clips up. He's putting these weightlifting clips up. He's putting all these clips up, and people are critiquing it. People are critiquing everything about him. He gets in the ring again against a man who beat him so badly that people had to throw that they had to throw in the towel. And from round one, like even before round one, the entrance was all business. Like I saw Wilder, he came in, he walks in the ring. For me, that's a psychological win because most people don't understand what it's like to have to face your demons like that. Like this man walks into the ring and he's about to go back into reliving the worst night he's ever had. So he's in there. So I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, okay, Wilder, what do you got? The bell sounds for round one. And I see this dude execute a game plan. He's throwing a stiff, hard jab to the body. And with people, whether you want to admit it or not, Wilder sent the message from round one that it was going to be a different fight. He sent the message for Fury from round one that I'm not here for the same. I'm not going to settle for the same, and I'm a better fighter. I see Wilder throw jabs to the body. I saw Wilder throw left hooks. I saw Wilder improve, and I saw him come to win. Was it enough? No. But this is where Wilder showed everything that for me, solidifies his place for me. Wilder got dropped. And when Wilder got dropped, like most people, and I predicted the fight would end earlier than the first one, I thought it was over. Just when you thought it was over, Wilder measured Fury with the left hand and let off a right. That was skill. Watch it. In the moment when Fury was going for the kill, when he was about to be stopped, Wilder, the guy who everyone was talking about lacks boxing skill, didn't have skill, whatever, measured him and fired off the right hand that changed the fight. Then, then he dropped Fury again, a second time. And then Fury gets up and Fury proceeds to put a beating on this man for 11 rounds. And let me just tell you this. When I'm watching this fight, I'm watching Wilder. I'm watching Wilder get battered, and I'm saying, what's keeping this man up? From about the 6th round on, I knew Wilder was going to go out on his shield. But do you know the type of courage it takes to do that? Everyone cannot do that. A lot of men are not built to... Look at Ivan Redkach against Regis Prograis. We knew the end was coming. He knew the end was coming, so he took the coward's way out. At the end of every round, Wilder went to a stoop, exhausted, knew he was giving it everything he had. What you don't understand, which I'm saying, maybe you understand, but what you need to realize is you saw a man who was refusing to give anything less than his best. You saw a man who was refusing to lose, refusing to quit. Like when people say, I would die in the ring, look at that fight. And that's the definition. Do you know what it takes for a man to do that? Wilder's rich, but he comes from nothing. He came from working 4 jobs. He came from struggling. He came from grinding his way up. He was never going to outskill Tyson Fury. His only chance was to outwill him and to land those punches. And he did everything he could to do that. And he took punishment. Man, he took punishment. I don't know if it was good for him, bad for him. It's the type of punishment that takes years off a fighter's career. It's the type of punishment that can cause lifelong damage. But he was willing to do that to try to win because that's how much it meant to him. Because that's how much his reputation meant to him. Because that's how much he wanted it. It's more than just the fight in the ring. And that's what Trill's talking about when boxing's a reflection of life. I watched a man try to erase his worst night. With the best preparation he's ever had, transform his body, transform his mental, and on the night have to face the same demons that beat him before. He had to get up off the deck. He had to eat all those punches, and his body said no. I saw some memes, I can't even look at them. I can't say anything bad about Deontay Wilder. People say I'm the number one Wilder hater. I really never go off of what people say. I hate the excuses. I hate the nonsense. I hate the people who send the wrong message. Wildettes of the world, please don't taint this moment with more excuses. Please don't taint this moment with all the BS. Wilder went out like a champion. Last night, Wilder proved to me that he's a true champion because a man's true character is shown in times of adversity. And in times of adversity, Wilder was willing to die for his. How many of you can say that? I know the man's a warrior. I know the man's a dog because I effing saw it. Anything with Deontay Wilder, for me, is dead. He's a true champion. He goes down as champion. He deserves to be called champion. Last night, for me, was a weird thing because I found myself rooting for Wilder to go 12. Like at first, I'm like, yo, Fury going to take him out early. That's what I wanted to see. But after seeing what Wilder did, I wanted him to go 12. And I was sad that he got knocked out. And I'll just close with this. I don't know if Wilder knows me. I don't know if he knows who I am, although I have a feeling he does. But I'll say this. I respect you. Like, what you did last night, only champions can do that, brother. You once told Dominic Brazil it takes a real man to get knocked out in front of the world. And in many ways, that's true. But Brazil got knocked out by one punch in the first round. It takes a real man to give it his all. Take all the punishment that you took. Trying to win, trying to etch his name in history, trying to get back the title, trying to become lineal, to try to do all that, even when the deck was stacked against him from the beginning. You're shorter, you're smaller, you haven't been boxing as long, you're not technically as gifted as the other guy. All you have is power. And you did all you could with that, brother. So for me, you're a champion. And I'll never question that. You proved that last night. But please, no more excuses. That's it.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Boxing Bros, and we're just getting started.
When things seem bleak, walk with me. To navigate these streets, walk with me.